On the magical journey.
On a magical journey.
Magical journey. Take it, Ed. Take.
Magical journey.
Dropping the freestyle. We got 2 people live right now. Me, Ed, and 2 other people.
Alive.
Magical journey. Here we go. Feel this, Ed? Here we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Magical journey.
Feel the heat. Yeah.
Should I have taken mushrooms?
I know, we should. I've never done that before. Never done that. We already got a comment.
Nice.
Chris Laird. Chris Laird is here on the mushroom trip.
Hey, yo, I'm ready for it.
Welcome, Chris Laird.
Chris Laird is a huge fan of me, myself, and I. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah. The Dragon's Laird.
The Dragon's Laird. That is a great one. Oh, we got another comment. Boom, Jesse Baldwin jumping in saying, "What up, G?" Everybody hit share. Please hit share. We got a great show tonight. So if you're watching this, hit share and say hit share. That's all you gotta say is hit share. That's it.
Magical journey.
You
gotta, like,
Indian.
You gotta yell that out from like a unicorn's back. Just like,
You do. I'll be the
magical
unicorn.
journey.
I'll be the unicorn.
Yeah. You magical creature, you.
The bald magical creature.
Speeding up. Magical journey. We're on a magical journey.
Oh, Elias is here. He said hit share. Hit share, brother. Hit share.
Make the journey magical.
The one, the only, Drake Nelson. Ha! Yes, sir. Thank you for watching the show. Hit share. Just tell everybody, hit share.
On a magical journey.
Feel the music. Come on, people.
Wizards and swords and dragons. Damsels in distress and castles and elves and orcs and shit.
I'm the bald unicorn, baby. The bald unicorn.
The bald unicorn. We got 2 bald unicorns.
There we go.
We got 2 bald unicorns.
That's the word of the day.
2 bald. Yeah. Making magical creatures out of all of us.
Bald unicorns, baby.
Bald unicorn. That's my horn. El Cuerno.
That's what everyone's going to do today.
That's the dancer there.
That's the dance of the bald unicorns, baby.
Get horny. Get horny. Get horny. Get horny. Get horny.
Elias is a bald unicorn. Press it, baby. Hit share and tell everybody.
Hit it.
Get some.
You see that scar right there? I had to shave down the horn for work.
Feel the power. Uh-oh. Bald unicorn.
Yeah, right.
I know, I got you, Chris. It's all good. You can misspell here. It's all good.
We're on this magical journey. Feel the magic. Feel the magic.
I'm just glad he's paying me because Mike is just an...
Rolling.
What? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, it's time for your weekly Fix a Funny. Can I get another one of these? I'm gonna need this. I'm about to do this shit. So grab... Oh. I'm okay, I swallowed it. So grab a cocktail, take those pants off, and treat yourself to the sexy bald man that makes you tingle in your special place. Woo! I'm wrong! Got my mind on my money, my money on my mind, bitch! I'm house announcer Chet Jackson, and it's time for the Me, Myself, and I show with Mike Buncord! Are we done? Yes.
Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Me, Myself, and I, episode 156. Bald unicorn. Hello, everyone. It's been quite some time. I'm sorry I took almost a couple of weeks off, but you know what? I was performing live. I was talking to human beings, and I lost track. I'm not going to lie, okay? I either live stand-up comedy. I know podcasters. I know Emma Mikers. You have been with me every step of the way. You have been with me for a whole year during this COVID time, but I had a chance to hear laughter and I did it and it felt great. But I said, no, we got to come back to the show. So we are back, baby. And a lot's happened, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get started with that, I want to welcome everyone to the show. We have a phenomenal guest tonight. He is an amazing comedian. He's actually new in comedy. Well, like 3-4 years in. Everyone says, oh, that's new. But you know what? He's going places and he's going far. And I wouldn't have crappy comics on my show. So this non-crappy comic, Mr. Ed Mena, is here. And he's got an interesting life. He is probably going to be the most interesting person you will ever meet. And once he realizes that, his comedy is going to blow up. And you're going to be like, I saw him on Me, Myself, and I. So hang tight, okay? Hang tight. You have no idea what you're in for, and he's a great comic, and I can't wait. But it's been forever. It's been forever. You know what's last time you saw me? I was 39. Yeah, I had a birthday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old now. Do you understand? Do you understand what it's like to be 40 now? According to the young kids, we're now what are we? Geriatric millennials. That's what we are. People that are 40 and above. Geriatric millennials. I remember in my day, I used to watch Thundercats. Do you remember Thundercats? Thundercats. I don't care. I don't mind being the old man that no one listens to anymore. That's fine because you know what? I'm a bald unicorn now. If you don't know what that means, if you watch the beginning of the show, I was listening to Marc Rebillet and on Magical Journey. Now this is it. Boom. Bald unicorn. So turn 40. I love it. I'm enjoying it. And why is Bill Cosby out of prison? Why is Bill Cosby, poor Britney Spears, is begging and pleading for her life, and they're like, yeah, but we don't have evidence that you deserve to be free from this conservatorship. Meanwhile, Mr. Cosby, 60 women, and he's like, no, I'm out, and I'm going to get all you bitches. I'm out. Oh, man, the Cosby Show is going to be on Law & Order SVU. I guarantee it. There's going to be an episode, and he's going to relapse. He's going to poison someone, and we're all going to be like, oh, we told you so. We told you so. So Speaking of which, I know right now this will be the time for Dustin's thoughts, but Dustin is not here tonight. He's in Medford. He is at a roast battle. So, sir, represent me, myself, and I. Burn Medford to the ground, but not too much because there's a lot of fires going on. So please just do well and come home. So we'll see you next week, Dustin. So before I bring up Mr. Ed Mena, let's just watch some of his comedy, okay? When I first met him, I liked him instantly. Now, number one, he's super interesting. He's Puerto Rican, fellow Puerto Rican, but he's like full-blooded culture, like been there, lived there, done that. And you're going to feel his energy through this webcam. But before we do, let me show you his comedy.
Guys, give it up for the one and only Ed Mena!
You guys give up to your host, Wendy Lewis. Everybody, give it up to Wendy. Hell yeah. Making it happen for us comics. Give it up for all the comics you've seen tonight too, guys. Hell yeah. This comedy stuff is not easy. It's not easy, I'll tell you. I was at a show the other day. I was on stage doing my thing. The door to the street was just behind the audience, right? This homeless guy walks by. He hears what's going on. He pokes his head in to see what's happening. And he sees me. We lock eyes. And he looks at me and he just goes like this. See, I'm glad you guys feel me on that one, right? And I'm not trying to come down on the homeless guy. I know he's got a lot to deal with. But the guy that took a shit in a bush earlier that day thinks I'm the one that made the mistakes in life. You know what I mean? Just like, he was like, get a job. I was like, what the fuck? Did my mom send you here? Who the hell? I didn't know what to do. I just threw like 35 cents at him. That's it. He vanished in a cloud of crack smoking judgment. You know what I mean? Just left me there thinking he was better than me. You know what I mean? You guys having a good 2020 so far? Yeah? Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying it. I just turned 30 the other day, so clap it up for that. Yeah. About 8 years ago. Guys, 8 years ago. So the other day. You know what I mean? Like, 38 doesn't sound like much, but it's kicking my ass, guys. I'm getting fatter by the day. This fucking shirt wasn't smiling when I put it on this morning. You know what I mean? This shit was not smiling. I don't remember it being that. It's different, though. Things are getting different. I'm not 35. I'm not 18 or 35. So they're not marketing fucking even video games to me anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not 40 yet, you know what I mean? But I'm still getting, like, gray hairs even down there. You know what I mean? It looks like a sad Christmas tree. Just like, bah humbug. You know, just, oh, you know. One good thing about getting older is that you're getting wiser, right? One thing I learned last year was that I can throw my back out smoking weed. That's a reality in my life now, I know that. You know, and it sucks because my back, I have good posture when my back works, you know what I mean? Like, but when I smoked that joint, and I fucking coughed, and I felt that click, I knew it was over. You know what I mean, right? It was over, that's it. Cut to a couple of hours later, I'm smoking again, you know, because it's California, and I ain't a fucking bitch, all right? Cut to a couple hours later, I'm smoking again, and when I go to cough, now I gotta fucking like bend up the knees, I gotta arch my back, so now I'm like this. Yo, you wouldn't be walking from across the street and be like, you saw me, you'd be like, why is that chubby gothic dude twerking furiously over there in the corner, you know? Meanwhile, I'm over here just like, spit coming out everywhere. It's a mess, it's a mess. It's different now. Just throwing it back, just throw it. It's nuts, that's it. I can't stand it. Where the potheads at? Where you guys at? I am so highly depressed. Okay. That's why I smoke weed, guys. Things are changing. Listen, as I'm getting older now, I've moved on from porn. I don't watch porn anymore. You know, that's for a younger me. You know what I mean? I watch something a little bit more kinkier. It's my favorite genre. It's on YouTube. It's free. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about chiropractic adjustment videos. Guys, my shit. Look at me. You see this? You see this vest? I'm straight. Fucking, I'm straight, guys. I'm fucking sucking dick to prove it. All right? I'm that straight. But there's a little Italian man on that screen that I love by the name of Joseph Cipriano. Oh my God, he can handle me anytime, guys. No, pause, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's got this thing called a Y-strap, and it sounds like something I'm gonna get fucking pegged with. You know what I mean? But he just like slaps it right on your neck and just yanks at the back. Rah! And I'm there just sitting in my boxers with a fucking jar of coconut oil going, yes, please more, just, you know, rubbing one out, you know, just living vicariously through people's insurance plans. You know what I mean? I don't have insurance, that's why I smoke weed. That's why I smoke weed. Things are fucking different now. But listen, every year I'm adding a new syllable to when I sit. Right? Does that make sense to you guys, right? Right? Last year it was, I'm in the chair, right? This year it's, shit. I guess I'm in the chair. I wonder what next year's gonna bring. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Gotta calm down. I might throw my fucking back out of here. Fucking with John. Just like, okay, here we go, guys. What else, guys? Oh man, like talking about going to church and stuff. I always get a lot of mix-ups because of the way I look, right? I dress in all black. I think it's easy laundry and it's slimming, right? Like, you miss, do I look fat in this? You see, it's working. Ta-da! Just like that. Slimming as hell. I don't have to run, right? I was walking down the street, right, and I saw these Christian missionaries, and they saw me, and I saw them seeing me, and I knew that they were going to stop me, right? They think, because I look like I need salvation, right? They were like, excuse me, sir, have you found Jesus Christ? I was like, no. Where'd you put him this time? Like, he's not at the church? I mean, like, maybe you should use stronger nails. Okay, all right. Listen, why are you asking me what Jesus is? I don't know. I don't know. I told them I was a comedian, right? I told them I was a comedian. And I told them like a funny masturbation joke, right? A sex joke. They go, Ed, you can't hold hands with Jesus Christ if you're masturbating. Fair enough. I said no, but I can look them in the eye until I finish. Okay? Listen, if you laugh at that, we're all going to hell together. Laughing along, just trolling on. Burn it up, guys. That's my time. Thanks for having me. Give back your husband yours. My name's Ed Mena. Peace.
You laughed at it. We're all going to hell. So since we're all going to hell and joining him, ladies and gentlemen, he's a local comedian, but he's going to be a huge name someday. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ed Mena.
From the depths of hell come me with my blasphemous jokes.
Hey, Mike, what's up? Depths of hell. The other bald unicorn. He is Ed.
How you doing, sir? Thank you for being on the show.
I'm magical.
I'm fucking magical. You're magical.
Did you summon me?
That's right. Dude, you look like a comic from hell too. We need someone
Demon
in black
blood.
and just like rocks on all the time.
Ed Mena está aquí.
Llegó
Dude.
el unicornio.
Dude,
what's up, Mike? Here, man. How's it going?
Dude,
yeah.
So that was at Comedy Burger, right?
Yeah, that was actually literally like 2 weeks before everything went to shit with COVID. You heard me in the beginning. I was like, everyone enjoying their 2020? Little did we know.
That's why you're the comic from hell, because you're enjoying your 2020.
I was one of the 4 horsemen. I was plague. I was pestilence. I had to drop a set real quick before I fucking shut the world down.
You shut it down.
Like I sneezed and everyone died. Sorry, shit. I just wanted to do this set.
And then you went back to hell.
And then that's it. I'm gone. I did my little blasphemy joke and I left.
And then Lucifer is like, "So, how was your set?" It was killer. Any COVID jokes? No.
No, not yet.
No, the biggest COVID joke was you releasing COVID on the world. Nice job.
Like a unicorn. Out the horn, just like sprinkling it everywhere. The 4 horsemen means like one of them's a unicorn.
What's up?
Okay. I was going to say like one of the horses is a unicorn and he's just the pestilence one.
Dude, you're the leader of the pack, man. The leader of the 4 horsemen is the bald unicorn.
The bald unicorn.
That's what it's going to be from now. Dude, that's it, folks. That is it. That's the name of the game today. Bald unicorn.
Bald unicorns. Unite.
Unite.
Like cross horns.
Go on the other side. There you go. Do it again. Ready?
Just like sprinkles everywhere.
And then Pop-Tarts and Lucky Charms everywhere.
Damn right. All the good foods. The magical pasties.
It's been a while since I watched you perform, and you really have grown tremendously. I mean, you were hitting the mics. I mean, we all know that we're all naturally funny, right?
But, we all have something.
And I've seen you do well, but I've never seen you hit that turn. You know, when you finally hit the turn, we're like, I'm not going to go back. I'm going to go all the way with this and just keep going. I mean, you hit that turn, and then all of a sudden, COVID hit and just shut that momentum down, dude.
You're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. I was doing well, and like it was a slow climb, but it was a climb, and then just COVID, and then I got all bummed out, and I went into like hibernation mode, and then the rest of the world happened, and oh my God, what a year! But
what'd you do during COVID, right when COVID hit?
Just hunkered down. I mean, looking for work and stuff because I didn't have a job at the time. And then I finally got this job at a distribution warehouse packaging weed and stuff. But
nice.
COVID happened. My sister died in October. So a lot of crazy shit. Yeah. I mean, she's dead and everything's good. So we're all beyond that. Of
course, the comic from hell's like, oh, she's dead. Let's move it along.
I saw her just recently. She's fine. It smells like bacon, but she's doing well. She told me to say hi.
Oh my God, that hurts.
No. Listen, man. It's okay. She can't get offended. She's not going to get offended. She can't possibly get offended. That's just facts.
Dude, please perform at my funeral when that time happens. Please perform.
I should be like, he was a good unicorn.
Do a tight 20. And just go all out.
All right, what else am I gonna do? All right, just pull out a paper. All right, okay, any couples?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah. Can you believe this dead guy?
So you've always had that dark humor, huh?
Sure. Yeah. I like to get silly in all aspects of shit. Like it's funny because I'll hang out with way darker people. I know way darker people. And I'm the silly fucking bastard that everyone's like, I'm trying to be serious about everything, but I'm the one popping jokes. And I guess that's sort of dark too, because like if someone's trying to be serious and I pop a joke, I guess that's not the best time to pop a joke, but
that's usually the best time to pop a joke.
It also is, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like to dabble in it. Yeah. I'll
so where do you think you developed that dark humor from?
Oh, half a shitty life. No, no, just life happening. I used to hop trains and hitchhike all over the place and stuff like that. And I noticed on the promo
hold on. Let's go back. That went into my head. It registered, and then I was like, oh, just random. I just like to hop trains with. So why? How'd that happen?
There was nothing for me when I was in New York back when I first.
You were born and raised in New York, correct?
No, I was born in Puerto Rico. I spent about a year, maybe 2 years there, and because I'm also half Dominican. My father is Dominican also. Okay. And so I went over to DR for like a year, and I got passed around. Oh, look, baby Ed. And then my mom moved up. She emigrated up to Yonkers.
Okay.
And so
why Yonkers?
And then I would. I don't know. It's just a place to go. It was pretty much Yonkers is like the Bronx extra. It's right out of the Bronx. So there's a big population of Puerto Ricans that have been there since, the 60s, the 50s. So we out there.
So it's like
it was just a natural place to go.
It's like Rancho Cordova with a bunch of Russians and Ukrainians.
Yeah.
It's the Russia of Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well, Chicago is actually the Humboldt Park area is like I think it's a honorary municipality. It's like the 77th one, I think, because Puerto Rico has like 76 or 75. Don't quote me on that. But then like there's so many Puerto Ricans in Chicago in the Humboldt Park area that Puerto Rico designated it an honorary municipality, which is the same thing as like a county,
right?
In Puerto Rico. So there's like 77 of them or 76. And then they made that one as an honorary 77th one. So that's cool.
I never knew that. That's so cool.
I would have thought it'd be the Bronx because the Bronx was where it was at. But there's so many in the Humboldt Park area too in Chicago. That still should be recognized as well. But
did you ever travel in Chicago? I'm sure you've traveled all over.
Yeah. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Chicago for a year, and I loved it. It was me and my then girlfriend at the time, and I had a job, and I had a bike, and I was biking everywhere. It's all flat, because it reminds me of like New York if it had like room to spread out. It just it has more land as opposed to like Manhattan and the Bronx where everything just kind of spills onto it and spreads out. But I loved it. Then I moved to Indiana and I got a farm, and then blah 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 blah.
Whoa! You got a farm?
We can go.
We got time to talk about this. Talk about this farm. I'm interested.
There's just me and my then girlfriend at the time, her name was Lindsay. I don't know where she's at. Shout out to Lindsay, wherever she's at in the world. But first of all, she got me addicted to this shit. You see this shit?
I love LaCroix.
You date a white girl once, and look at this. Now I can't shake it.
You can't shake LaCroix.
Yeah, the LaCroix. LaCroix. They don't serve this in hell. I swear. I come up here for
So what kind of farm did you have?
So it was me and her. We decided to like lease. We were working on like a lease to own situation. Okay. So we just got a farm in North Manchester, Indiana, which was like, we found it because we were looking around everywhere. The best place for us to be was in like the Chicago area, like Illinois, but we couldn't find anything out there, and we got something in Indiana. And so we ran our lease out in Chicago, moved to Indiana, and started a farm, and we fed like 20 families. We had like a CSA, which is like community sponsored agriculture. It's like you give me money in May, and all throughout the season till winter, I grow your food. You know what I mean? So every week I deliver a box of produce to you, seasonally speaking. So like, it'll be like radishes and lettuce in the beginning, and then strawberries throughout the season, and then just seasonally. So August, there's a lot of squash coming in August, so like that type of stuff. So, and it's like every week. So we had 20 families.
Anybody teach you how to farm, or you just learned on your own?
A little bit of both. My Lindsay, my ex-girlfriend, she was big into agriculture and farming and stuff, and so she was more of the brains. I was the brawn. I was the one out there like a fucking hilaro, just fucking get a building, just stay hilaro.
That's hillbilly, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much a Puerto Rican mountain man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like the rednecks of Puerto Rico. I guess they don't have rednecks out there, but it's more like tan necks. But we were gonna lease to own it and stuff, but shit fell through because we were literally surrounded by like Indiana farms. So it was like all conventional farming. We were all organic. You know what I mean? We try to.
Were you competing with them?
No. It was the fact that it was just they were just there. Like there was a half a mile up the road. There's a fucking chicken egg producer. So it smelled like dead chickens all the time. And then that place would use like dead animals to fertilize the fields that they owned, which were all around our farm. And it would just generate so many flies. It'd be like flies everywhere. Like. Like
dude, I can't stand flies in the summertime, man.
It was crazy. I hated it. And then, like the lady that we had to deal with, she was all flaky. And so we were like, let's just finish out the season, end our contracts, and then we'll figure out our next step. And from there, we moved to Asheville, North Carolina, and then and then I lived there for 2 years, but one with her and one without her, because then that's where we broke up. And then that's also where I got.
You guys moved together and then broke up.
We stayed. Shit was going south. Listen, sometimes the magic just happens, all right?
Hey, dude, it's just bald unicorn, brother.
Magical, diabolical hell unicorns are magical. Look, we will damnation. Just no, but
so North Carolina. What'd you do there?
We moved there, and we eventually broke up. And so when I was out there living alone, I was like landscaping. That was like my gig. I kept the apartment and stuff like that, and then that's when I got into stand-up comedy around March of that year. It was 2015. 2015, actually. I've been doing comedy for 6 years. 5
6
if you don't
years.
count.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. 5 if you don't count COVID. You know what I mean? Like the COVID year, because there was nothing going on.
Don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. You're still thinking about it, so COVID doesn't count. So 6 years.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
So hold on, we got a comment. Drake Nelson says a mansion is like $50 in Indiana.
It's true. We had 5 acres and a house and everything for like $750.
What?
Yeah, and we paid it all up. We paid it all up front in the beginning. We were like, damn, for the whole year, so we don't have to worry about rent and shit. We could just focus on growing the food and getting getting everything right. The soil and planting and harvesting and making sure these people got their fucking boxes of produce every week.
Wow.
And we would we would transport all the produce every Saturday or Sunday in like a Dodge minivan, a Dodge Caravan, 94. That fucking thing was a workhorse that we would load it with tomatoes at the top, super delicate. That shit made it every fucking week, 3 hours to Chicago and back. God bless that thing. Shout out to Dodge.
There you go. Now Dodge is going to sponsor you in your comedy career. So you went to North Carolina and you broke up. So what happened there? Where'd you go from there?
I mean, I stayed in North Carolina, and she went back to Chicago. She was, she came from well-off folks, so she could depend on them a lot. You know what I mean? Like, she was a rich white girl, richer than me at least. So her mindset was a different mindset than mine, because I was a Puerto Rican from New York. Grew up half poor. She was a white girl from Illinois that grew up with a millionaire dad and
you don't date those brown people, sweetie. Oh,
and he was definitely one of those.
Remember that.
He was
he the
definitely
mayor
one
of
of those
Footloose?
guys.
I don't believe in dancing either, Lindsay.
Her dad sort of looked like Al Pacino and Donald Trump put together. And he probably loved it. Like slick back,
be huge. Okay.
The weird, the weird
huge.
beady eyes of Pacino with the slick back hair of Donald Trump. That was just like weird. I was like, this fucking guy. But that was a while ago.
He was racist. You felt the racism.
Oh, he was racist around everyone. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give one fuck. He was into his gin and fucking cranberry
that's such
juice.
a rich white guy thing. I'm gonna have some gin and be racist.
A little beef eater, huh? How about a little beef eater and ocean spray, huh? How about these Mexicans? That dumb shit.
Did you ever were you ever like a comedian towards him, like being funny around him, or just answer that? Or you just
no. I mean, like I kept my mouth shut. I was with her, so I didn't.
Right.
I let everything slide, because if not, I'm a scorched earth type of person. So if I open my mouth, I'm gonna douse you in flames. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do that. So for the sake of peace, I'm just gonna have this dinner and eat your little fucking steak that you made us all, and have a little glass of wine. I'm hanging out with the white folks, and now I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
That's why you're the comedian from hell, dude. I mean,
shit.
You just proved it. When I scorched the earth with my mouth. That's awesome.
It's just I wouldn't be nice. I wouldn't be polite about that stuff. I'm not gonna be like, so is there any reason why you keep saying this? I'd be like, yo, you sound stupid. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna be like
Puerto Rican right there, dude.
Can we discuss why you feel this way? No, he's like a 75-year-old incorrigible old white guy. Ain't nothing changing. I might as well just decimate you. You know what I mean? Like,
go for it. Go
so
big
I'm not
or go
gonna
home.
be nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna be nice. So, but I didn't want to do any of that for the sake of peace and shit. So, and disrespect. I don't want to disrespect your dad or whatever, but we broke up, and she went back up to
now
Chicago.
You can talk shit about him if you want.
Well, I mean, I talked shit about him back then too. It wasn't only to her though, because she knew. She wasn't stupid either. She knew. He's one of those guys that he says some shit and everyone's like, "Oh, ow." It's like,
God. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what? But
right.
Just keep my mouth shut, because I don't want to start no problems. I'm not going to start problems.
So what'd you do? Did you just jump in? What made you get into comedy in North Carolina?
Well, when I was back on the farm, right? Like there'd be times, like Lindsay would go off to work because she had like a day job at a coffee shop, and I would stay on the farm tending to the plants, making sure shit is running right, just in case, building up beds and harvesting here, just getting little things to just support type of shit, because she was more of the brain. She had the ideas of where to put the seeds. I just kept everything alive and followed instructions. You know what I mean? I was the straight gelato out there. But I would just be out there with podcasts and shit, just comedy podcasts, listening. Like I would listen to like the Nerdist, before that shit happened get all crazy. Industry Standard, with what's his face? I forget his name, Jesus. But then like You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes, all that stuff. I would listen just to a lot of comedy podcasts, and it sort of awakened something in me that I kind of think, when I think about it now, like I think it was already brewing in me somehow. Like I always had a funny streak. I've heard it from people before, like, you're funny. You should do stand up. You're funny. You know, you should do stand up. All that stuff. But like back then, that's when it was like incubating the most. You know, out in the field with those comedy podcasts, going like, I think I could do that. I think I could do that. And you know, I know I can farm. I know I can grow food, and I'm proud of that. I love gardening. I love all that shit. But I don't have many other skills in terms of like, I don't know how to, you know, fix a car, you know, build you a deck, you know, that type of shit. Like I'll follow instructions though. I'm a good workhorse. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But
I can build the deck. So if we get a job, you're my workhorse, and we'll be bald unicorn construction, dude.
Two guys, one horn. Two guys, one horn. Just go.
That's the weirdest gay porn construction I've ever heard in my life.
What is that video? What? Like it's just
Wait a minute.
We're stuck.
We're stuck. You're supposed to be nailing it, not hammering me.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Hey, suck my deck. So right. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So like I'm not like traditionally skilled, right? I can learn, obviously. I'm not stupid, but like when I used to like travel around a lot, you know, I spent a lot of time traveling, so I didn't, you know, I learned stuff then too. I mean, I zombie apocalypse, I got you. You know what I mean?
But I'm going straight to your house, bro. We're all going to Ed Mena's house, man.
I know we're gonna find the trash,
survivalist, you know? Man.
No,
you survived Puerto Rico. You went to Dominican. You went to Yonkers. You went to Indiana. Now you're in North Carolina. I mean, dude, why you are the leader when the zombie apocalypse comes out? So
no. If anything, I'll be the guy in the back being like, "Nah, don't do that." That's I'll be behind the leader, being like, "Nah, let's not go there." You see all those hands coming out the door? Like, let's not go there. Like, let's not go there.
You're talking shit to the leaders, like, dude, this guy's stupid.
Dude, yeah, no, I'm not fucking with him. He's racist. Not like Donald Trump, Al Pacino guy. Not traditionally skilled, and so I figured I'm good at talking. Obviously, right? I'm fucking yapping my brains out, but like, so I think I could. I was like, I think I could do that, you know, and if I figure out how to do it well, you know, I could do well, you know, obviously, and go on from there. So I was like, it was in there, but then it didn't happen until after we broke up, when I was at a low point in my life back then. I was depressed and lonely and living in a fucking city that I didn't know by myself. You know, my girlfriend had left me, all that shit.
Perfect time for comedy.
Exactly.
Like comedy came down from the heavens for you, dude.
That's kind of how it always goes. I'm like, I should try this fucking comedy already. I had already been brewing a couple of little stupid jokes here and there. I'd written down some, because the first thing in my head when I was like, should I try comedy? What the fuck am I going to say? You know, I didn't know what to say, right? So I tried doing wrote down these little things and put them away. And then one day, that when I was at that low point, I walked by this place called the Southern Bar and Kitchen in Asheville, North Carolina. In the back, they had the I think it was Copyright Comedy or something like that. Carrie Goff was the host of that whole thing. But that night it was Minori Hines, who's like a comic. She'd be out of Denver and sometimes in North Carolina and the South out there. But I was like, fuck it. What? It can't get any worse than this. You know what I mean? Because I was like depressed and like my girl dumped me and there was a whole bunch of shit going on. And so can't get any worse than this. And then it was worse than this. You know? Like,
I know, right? You're like, you can't get any worse than this.
Oh yeah.
Did you bomb?
Oh, like a fucking atom bomb going off. Yo, like it was 3 minutes of shit. I don't even remember what I said. I like, even now, like when I think back, like what the fuck was I saying? And I think it's because my heart was racing. You know, I was super nervous. So it was just like a panic talking. So I don't even remember what I was saying. You know, like,
what did it feel like before you went up on stage?
Even more panicky. Like, here we go. And here's what's crazy. My crazy ass brought fucking OK Cupid dates to that. I had I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You brought a girl to your comedy. You do that when you're killing, you know? When you were like, it's my first time doing that, dude. You were
what a move! Like, I don't know. Did I think that was gonna get me like, oh, you're so brave. You suck, but you know, you're you know, just like it didn't like. I don't know what I was thinking doing that. When I think back, it's like, holy shit, you idiot, you know. But I didn't know any better anyway. But it was still good to not know any better because there it is. It just happened. It was like,
right.
Some people will be like, "That's crazy," but now I know better.
No one taught you anything. You didn't do a class. You didn't do a coach. You didn't do any of that. You just said, "I'm gonna do this. I think it's right." And
I just sadly jumped in. I just jumped in sad, like that. Well, here we go. But I was hooked. I was the first. It was like, like when like you're anticipating a fight, and like you're gonna fight this dude or something, and you're just like, shit. No one wants to get hit. It's like a fight. Nah. But then when you get into the fight and he hits you, and you're like, oh, okay, let's go. After the first hit, you're like, okay. Because most of the time you're just dreading the hit, like a boxer futzing for 9 months while training. It's like once that first hit lands, you're in it now. So it was like that for me with comedy, where it's like it felt miserable and crazy, and I sucked and this and that. But I was like, let's go, keep hit. Please, sir, may I have another? Let's go. Let's go, to use violence and shit.
So did you just stick with comedy right away, or did you just take a break, or what did you do after that first night?
That was March 12th of 2015, and I would go to that open mic, and then the auditorium open mic, which was in West Asheville. Shout out to the auditorium, Tom Peters and folks. But yeah, I would go there every once in a while, and then around August, the Mike Brown got murdered by the police, and I was pissed off at the world. And I did an open mic that was just rage. I was just mad on stage, like, what the, and this fucking and I just felt like real embarrassed. I was like, I'm gonna take a break for a second, and then I moved in September from Asheville. I was like, fuck it, there's nothing for me here, and I think if I go out west, I'll do better with comedy, So I decided to sell everything and move out west, and
you went straight to California.
Yeah, and my plan was to move from Asheville to California, but first go up to Trim, because I know a bunch of people up north, in NorCal, that grow weed, and it can supplement the money that I've been saving up for anyway. I had money saved up, and then I sold all my shit, so that was money, and then I went to go Trim to supplement some more, and then I just like spun the map. I was like, all right, Sacramento it is. You know what I mean? Nice. It was just the one right. It was just the one closest to Redding after Redding, so I was like, I don't want to live in Redding, but I'm gonna go to Sacramento.
When did you start hopping trains and just doing that?
Oh, that was 2005. That was
okay.
That was
before.
That was back. Yeah, that was back. That was back.
What was that like?
I love it. I want to do that shit again. I probably will. Take
so you like when
off.
The train's running, you just hop on and jump on the train and.
Well, what
like
you
an
do
old brother,
is,
where art thou?
yeah. Well, yeah. If it's going slow enough, sometimes it's going too fast that you can't fucking even catch it, and that is dangerous to try.
Right.
There are some people that'll go that do it with dogs, or I've seen people do it with bikes. I've seen people travel. I knew a girl that traveled with a cello. You know what I mean? Shout out to Anna. You know what I mean? Like,
wow, this is like a whole different world, dude. That you're bringing to light.
Yeah. It's so now what you want to do is figure out what the fuck you're doing, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you're gonna hop a train, you need to kind of know some rules and stuff like that. Usually go talk to some people, go talk to other train riders. There's communities out there, you can find them. And
really?
Yeah, and now they've moved all online. There's plenty of like internet soundboards, places where people congregate. Shit, there's groups on Facebook.
So what are the rules of hopping trains? Dude, this is all brand new information for me. This is amazing.
Don't blow up the spot.
I'm not.
No, not you. That's one of the rules.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me like, don't blow up the spot. I'm not. I don't talk anymore. This is like Fight Club. I get it. Don't talk about the trains.
It used to be like a half. Like it used to be like a it was an esoteric world. Like. Not a lot of people knew about it, but it's there. And now with the internet, it's there and you can see it. You can look up plenty of YouTube videos of like people hopping trains. There's plenty of documentaries of
we're gonna
that I know. Look up Freeload. Look up Freeload.
Okay, so while I'm looking at that, why don't you tell us about the rules?
The rules. The rules of the road. No, just like when hopping a train, you don't want to step on the knuckle, where the two trains meet, boom, where they like, here's one train and here's the other, and right in the middle is where they lock. You know, it's called the knuckle. A lot of people, you know, it's pretty taboo to step on that because you could lose your foot, you could lose your leg, and you never know when the train's gonna move and like clip your ankle off. You know, that type of shit.
Okay, so hold on, freeload.
Yeah,
right here. Is that a trailer?
Yeah, look up the trailer for freeload. Yeah.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
A commercial.
Oh, is this Wes Watson?
He's a fucking sexy unicorn.
So this is what you did all the time.
Yeah, I loved it. That's
feel
my
like
shit right
traveling
there.
broken hungry is
Dude.
a virus. Most people don't realize that.
Yeah.
You don't really need to have anything in your pocket to be happy.
You know, I like. I've seen some of these people. I know my friend Taylor. There he is. That's my friend Taylor right there.
That's your friend?
Yeah, he lives in Austin right now. This was like almost 10 years ago, so he's super old now. But that's a baby face Taylor right there.
I don't want us to get thrown off.
Yeah.
YouTube. So, wow. So it's not being a bum because you're traveling from a spot to spot, and so there's communities.
It's a lot of stuff, you know. There's a lot of intermingling of it's like whether it's called intentional homeless, you know, it like where you want to live out there like that, you know. There's people that do that. Then there's regular homeless that, you know, just shit got rough in the world and now they're homeless. You know, that's you know that in the train riding community and like the squatters and shit like that. There was like 3 designations usually that they considered of like the transient community. You know, the hobo would travel and work. You know what I mean? The tramp, you know, or just the regular traveler would travel and not work. So he was just traveling around to see mountains and chill and do whatever. And then the home bum, the home guard, or the bum, or the regular homeless person, as we know them politically correctly, doesn't travel and doesn't work. You know what I mean? He just lives in the streets. You know what I mean? And then there's different minglings of all that. You know, there's hobos that don't work. There's hobos that work, some don't work. You know, there's different characterizations of people. You know, all the people that there are in the world, that's how many mixtures of the types that there are. You know what I mean? So
when you're hopping a train, aren't you worried about getting stabbed?
No.
No.
I mean, you're not riding trains with people that'll stab you. You don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you could do that. You know, you'd probably be stabbed before you even got on the train. I used to do it alone. I don't, because people suck. You know what I mean? A lot of
what I'm picturing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you gonna say?
So what I'm picturing is when someone rides a train, they jump on the train, and then there's a bunch of hobos or tramps or homeless guys, and they jump you because they don't know who you are. That's the first thing that pops into my mind.
I mean, I think a lot of that comes from like old stereotypes of shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like and things like that. There are like what's known as quote unquote swag people. You know what I mean?
What's swag?
Just swag means bad, you know.
Okay.
You know, just bad people.
Dude, I would not survive on the streets, obviously, because I was like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm Swag. Nice to meet you."
Hey guys,
my name's Swag. Are you guys a hobo? How's everybody doing today? You're a hobo or a tramp? Which one are you? Get a job.
You guys got any pitch? Do you have any pitch?
Damn. So how long did you do that for?
From 2005 to probably before I met Lindsay, because I met Lindsay in Chicago, and then I traveled for like the rest of that year. Then I came back and we re-met up, and then I kind of settled down in Chicago with her. You know what I mean? Then we traveled to Puerto Rico.
Wow.
See, now that story is crazy because I was out on the street of Chicago.
Yes, tell the
with
crazy
a sign.
stories.
I was like panhandling on the streets of Chicago, right? I was in Wicker Park. My sign said like anything green. You know, I was looking to get some fucking weed. And, you know, it's a double entendre there because if I'm panhandling, anything green means give me money, right?
Right.
But it also means like, you know, give me some weed. You know, I could get high. And so it's like nighttime, probably like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I don't even know what day of the week it was. It was probably the weekend. And I was sitting on the corner of a restaurant, like outside of it with my sign and hanging out with other people and shit. And around the corner comes Lindsay and her roommate at the time. Shit, I fucking forget her name too. God,
let's call her Kelly. That sounds like a white
guy.
Right?
Lindsay was smashed. She was hammered. Like I think she was blacked out, right? which I later go on to find out is a habit of hers. But but that's neither here nor there.
White girl drunk.
Yo, for real. But she like comes around the corner, and her and her friend notice me and what's going on, and then like Lindsay just like plops next to me, and then her friend Kelly is just standing in front of me asking me questions like, "What are you guys doing?" And just curious about. Meanwhile, Lindsay's over here drunk, just like, "Hey, just like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like I'm just hanging out, panhandle, spare some change, just like any shit like that. And after a while of like little chit chat here and there, I knew that they were just drunk. So I'm just like, are you gonna give me the fucking green or what? Just like you wasted my time.
You got these two girls that you can, have an awesome threesome with, but you're like, you got any green?
No.
Do you have any green?
Listen, they were hammered. So that was already a no-go because it was like, I fucking hate drunks. If I'm not drunk and you're drunk and I'm hanging out with you, I hate you. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. So it was the same with these ladies. I'll humor them for a little bit and hey, what's up? But all right, off you go. Just like. But then like Kelly was to Lindsay. She was like, all right, Lindsay, let's get out of here. And then like Lindsay's like, grab your stuff. And I'm like, well, guys, I'll see you later. And I just like I grabbed my pack and I went off with them. Usually, when things like that happen, I'm open to adventure. So
obviously, look at your lifestyle.
So when she said, grab your stuff, I was like, fuck it, let's go. That I knew that they were gonna take me home, which also meant I could get a shower, and because I smelled like fucking.
You're not even thinking about sex. You're thinking about I'm ready to take a shower. I'm ready to have some microwavable food.
Listen, Mike, before I stick my dick in your face, I gotta get the fucking schmegma out of it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're like, ugh, it smells like 12 dead lions. You know what I mean? Like, what am I? That's disrespectful. 18 macaques. You know what I mean? You smell like 14 dead penguins. It's the cream cheese. That's what you ever wonder where cream cheese come from? That's where they make it at.
I'm good, dude.
Motherfucker's not keeping the covenant,
Oh my God. So with all your go ahead, yeah, something.
I was just gonna keep going with the story, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No, let's keep going. I want to hear more. This is great.
So now we walk to her house. We pick up like another 12-pack of beers. We end up at her house, and so listen. When I was there, I was like, my options were after the shower, of course. I'm either gonna have sex with her, or her friend, or both, if that's what the story is. Because I'm not stupid. I know why I'm going home. You know what I mean? Like, so the whole night I'm like, which one is it gonna be? You know what I mean? And let me catch up with the beers because you guys are fucking a little obnoxious. You know what I mean? It turns out that it was me and Lindsay that ended up together.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Kelly, we were like up on the roof, and then like me and Lindsay went downstairs, left her on the roof. It was a mess because Chicago has a lot of roof culture. People hang out on their roof. But
hold on, Elias is cracking up. By the way, the other bald unicorn is loving your story.
So we hook up, right? And then we just the next morning I wake up thinking like, okay, she's gonna be like, who the fuck are you? Or like, some type of like hungover, like, all right, dick, get out of my house. That's what I was expecting to happen. And that was Sunday morning, right? I didn't leave her house till Thursday of that following week because we hit it off. Actually, we were like in bed rolling around, chitty chatty. It actually turned out that it was cool. She cooked me breakfast. We talked some more. She was actually a cool chick, but I still wanted to travel. And I was like, I'm gonna hop a train because I came to Chicago to hop a train to Portland, Oregon. So, and I know that
like Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk just drifting.
with the one little bag. Like, what the fuck do you have in there? What do you have? Like one shirt in there? Like,
he has a sock. One sock.
Yeah. Fucking Banner. What are you doing? But yeah, no, we hit it off, and I left Chicago and I traveled around, went out west in California, and I ended up, hanging out, blah, blah, blah. And then around October, I hopped out of Roseville. Actually, that's where I took a train from. I hopped the train because there's a big train yard in Roseville. I don't know if you've been to Roseville, right? There's like just right next to the city. There's trains and shit right there. I know all the spots there to hop a train. If you're trying to go to Chicago, I got you.
Damn.
But I took a train from there back to Chicago, which was only 35 hours. That was a hot shot right there. That was fast. Because they're usually the train from Chicago to Portland took 69 hours, but it was because it went down and up and through mountains and shit. So that was a long time. But with the one from Roseville to Chicago, it went over the Great Salt Lake. It went through all that shit fast as hell. And I'm like, 35 hours later, we're in Chicago. That was crazy. Okay. And I got off right in Chicago, went to her apartment, ding dong, and then she was like, "Oh hey," and then we started a life together for the next 3 years. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then
that's
we
such
hit it
a
off.
great survival skill that you've developed. Is not only can you travel all over the world for nothing, but also you've developed a great social skill that a lot of people can't develop or even fathom what you've done. You know, what did your family miss you? Did you communicate with them? Did they know that you were traveling this much?
You know, when I lived back in New York, I was half homeless and bouncing back and forth from couch to couch. So I wasn't staying at my mom's. You know what I mean? I wanted to get out and get the, because I did prison time. So
wait, hold on.
So after I got out of prison, I was at my mom's house on parole and shit, and I just felt like shitty. I was down on myself back then too, because I was like, fucking life. Ugh, I'm a extra. I can't find a job.
I like how you just throw this stuff like nonchalant. Oh yeah, I used to travel on the trains, and then you move on.
Well, I don't want to take
like I was in prison. What did you do to get into prison? How about that?
When I was 18, I fucking robbed a house. You know what I mean? Like I robbed a house in White Plains, New York. Yeah, I was a fucking young idiot. I was stupid, and it wasn't even like my MO was to rob this house for all the jewelry and the cash.
Right.
It was like I was just getting back at this asshole that lived, like this one kid that we knew. He was a dickhead to everybody, and we were just like, yeah, let's fucking steal everything out of his room and teach him a lesson, because he was beating up girls. He was stealing from friends. He was like a weird junkie dude, and he was like a suburban kid just caught up with drugs. And then he was a real big fucking piece of shit. So we were just wanting to get him back, so that's all we did. But I got caught.
How long did you do in prison?
I did 25 months initially, but with parole time and violations, it comes up to like 3.5 years that I did for everything.
Wow.
Yeah. The last time I was on parole was 2008.
Wow.
That was.
What was that like being in prison? Can you talk about it?
Oh yeah, sure. It was an interesting situation. It's almost like it's almost like a monastery. It's very monastic. I mean, but you're in there with some violent ass monks, some shitty monks.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was in a medium security prison, so it wasn't all crazy, and I wasn't in a cell. It was like a huge dorm room. It was like a huge 50-bed dorm with cubicle dividers. And then the far end of the dorm, like the farthest long wall, had bunk beds. So whoever came into that dorm room last, gets a bunk bed because of seniority. People that were there get the cubicles first before the new guys. You know what I mean? So you have to spend a couple months up on a bunk bed until someone either gets released or taken out of there somehow, and there's a free bed. And like, who's next on the list? Oh, Ed, he's been here for a year, so give him the bed. So it's like that type of situation, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be on TV or in regular pop culture. Granted, I was only locked up in New York. I wasn't locked up in like other places, so I can't tell you about that experience. Well, I mean, I've been in the counties of other places, but not in their prisons. You know what I mean? Like their prison system. The prison system is different than the county jail in New York, and I'm sure it's like that for a lot of the country.
What's the difference?
Well, you get like in prison, you get more amenities because you're going to be there for way longer than 18 months, which is the max in counties. The max that you could ever do in a county jail is 24 months, which with good behavior and stuff like that boils down to 18. So the max you'll ever do is 24 months there. If you got like what they call football numbers, like you get convicted of felonies, you know what I mean?
Damn, football.
You're gonna go to prison. So in prison they have like slightly better amenities. Shit, there was a refrigerator where I was at. In the dorm room, everyone put their stuff. They named it. I mean, if motherfuckers don't respect your shit, and they take your shit, then you got to talk about motherfucker taking your shit. But that's a whole different can of worms. Usually everyone respected each other's shit, because if not, it'll just devolve into chaos. Yo, who took my this? Yo, who took my that? I'm going to fucking kill someone. Because, you know, it's the littlest things, you know.
It's the respect, because that's all you have. Yeah.
I remember when I was first locked up, and I went to like the processing prison, because once you get convicted of a felony, they take you from the county, you know, your time in the county's done, and they transport you to state hands now. Now you're a ward of the state. So you go to a processing facility first. They shave your head. They shave everything, because, you know, they make you take TB tests. They fucking shower you like a fucking, like you're
like in Shawshank.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. And it's like freezing cold. They give you a little cup of soap that's like to kill the lice, and you got to scrub it in all the hairy areas and stuff. And you're cheek to cheek with other motherfuckers doing the same thing like this. And it's not automatic. So you have to hold the chain. So you're there butt naked like this, like, oh my God, trying not to touch other motherfuckers' butt cheeks with your butt cheeks, or, you know, it's like, oh my God. And off we go. We got to go to the barber now. They shave everything, dry shave too. And then you got to shave all the hair. It's for like lice. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I was at that facility. That's also where you learn kind of how to prison before you go to the other facilities. That's where you get your prison number. That's where you get like your uniforms and shit like that. That's where you get your time calculation, like how much time you're really gonna do. Like I get out July of 2024. That's the day. You know, July
that's a dose of reality, right when you see that
crazy.
number.
Oh, exactly. And like you obsess over it. You know, the whole time you're just obsessing over it. You're like, you know, for me it was September 24th or September 23rd of 2003. I'll never forget that day. You know what I mean? That was release day for me. That was like after 25 months. You know, I was like, oh shit.
Dude, what did it feel like when you walked out for the very first time?
It was that's another story. It was a very different world, because I went in on 9/11. Right? Day of. I got arrested I was getting arrested when the first plane hit in New York. And I was out in Hastings. And Hastings is the city. It's like, it'll be the Bronx, Yonkers, and then Hastings, all on the Hudson River. So I was
keep going. Good. My camera's just out of focus.
So I was staying at this girl, my then girlfriend, this girl Raquel, and the week before 9/11, right? The week before 9/11, we were supposed to go to court for some other dumb shit. We got tickets for like not driving within our license class or something like that, because we were driving a school bus. It was a whole nother crazy story. But we were supposed to go to court, right? And the night before court, we decided to drop acid. We decided to just do some acid. You know what I mean? We're like tripping on acid, watching Shipmates. You remember Shipmates? That fucking show, the dating show. It's like this couple goes on a cruise, and they go on a blind date on a cruise. It was like Blind Date. It was during the time when there was all those dating shows back in the day. Singled Out.
Keep talking. I'm going to take myself off for a second. Go ahead. Keep talking about the acid.
So we were like tripping and stuff, and I'm like in the middle of the trip, I'm like, oh shit, Raquel, we got to go to court tomorrow. You know what I mean? And
you just realized that?
Well, yeah. We're just like, yo, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to trip all night, you know, because we can't fall asleep. If we fall asleep after the trip goes away, we'll never wake up for another 14 hours. You know what I mean? Because an acid
Why is
trip,
that?
Well, an acid trip will take it out of you. You know what I mean? Like if you're tripping all night, fucking partying and shit, the next day, the hangover, you're just going to sleep, you know, because you know, your body expended so much energy, you know, burned a lot when it was like tripping on acid. So, but, so I was like, we're going to trip and then let the LSD come down. Then we're going to go to court, do the court stuff, and then come back and crash. You know what I mean? And so we did that, but we ended up falling asleep right around like 7 o'clock in the morning, and court starts at like 9:30. And I remember like waking up like half asleep, like, oh shit. And then the clock's at like 9:25. And in my head, I was just like, we could still make it. If we just hurry, you know, we could still make it. And I just like went right back to sleep, you know?
Jesus. So hold on, man. I'm going to fix this.
Yeah.
This is like the worst acid trip. Hold on. Is this what the acid trip felt like? It felt like this. There we go. No, God damn it. This webcam is the worst. I've had this every week and it does the same thing.
Fucking
So
technology.
what was it like? Go ahead. Was it like being on acid? Just like this?
It's
No?
like fucking unicorns from hell.
Bald unicorns from hell. Oh my god, this damn webcam. Swear to God, dude.
I get it, man. I fucking get it. The other camera I was fiddling with before this shit was all wonky.
This is pissing me off. Unbelievable. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Flip that shit. Flip that shit.
We'll just do this for a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
we're gonna get this. We're gonna get in the frame.
Yeah, go for it.
And we're gonna finish the show strong because this is.
Is it okay if I smoke?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Light it up. There we go. I think we're just gonna have. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do? No. What is up with this? At least it's at the end of the show. Usually I have it. My problems. There we go.
You got to get closer. Get close. Yeah. We'll just do it like this.
Okay. There we go. We'll just do it like this. There we go.
You need a BRA strip. You need some BRA.
I need autofocus mode. I'm trying. Guru Vision just said autofocus. Okay, there we go.
Autofocus mode.
Boom. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to be distracted. But go ahead.
No, you're fine.
So you took acid. So you took acid.
So the night before we were supposed to go to court for like a ticket that we got. Now, if you don't go to court, you get a bench warrant, right? So since we didn't go to court, we ended up with a bench warrant. This was 7 days before 9/11. So 9/4 of 01, right? Cut to 9/11. That morning, we're passed out. I'm staying at my then girlfriend's house. We slept naked, right, during that time. And back then I had hair. Shout out to hair. You know,
right?
I had like a green mohawk, you know, back in the day.
What is this, Elias? What did you send me?
I said
it's not coming up, Elias. Sorry, go ahead.
It's the latest twerk video.
Right.
But so on 9/11, right? On 9/11/2001, I'm sleeping butt naked with my girlfriend. I hear like a knock on the door, at the front door. But I was like half asleep, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I go back to sleep. I don't know how much time had passed, but I wake up again, and this time there's banging on her bedroom door. And Yonkers police, open the door or come out with your hands up. That's what they said. I was like, holy shit. I wake up, I'm like, yo, Raquel, yo, the cops are at your door, like your bedroom door, right? Come on out with your hands up. And I come out and I'm butt naked. I'm green mohawk and that's it. And morning
and
wood,
the
maybe.
Green mohawk as well.
Come out with your hands up, they said, right? Get on the ground. I'm like, my fucking dick, bro. Come on. You know, I got on the ground or shit. Yo, they put the fucking handcuffs on me first and then made me fucking wiggle into my underwear. Like some embarrassing shit. I was like, geez, dude, you can't let me put them on first? Now they let Raquel get dressed because she was bucky naked in the room too. But they came for me mostly, but she had a warrant too because she was involved during the ticket thing. And the whole house had like a bong. There was like weed everywhere and like seeds and shit. And I'm like, oh, we're going down because this was New York in 2001. Ain't no one talking about weed back then.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like no one was smoking weed. Yeah, I
screwed.
thought we were, but they were like, nah, we didn't come for that. We just came for you guys. So they just dumped everything through the toilet, right? And this was around 8 o'clock in the morning of 9/11, right? We get to the station around 8:15. They handcuff us to the chair. Turn on the TV and get ready to start doing paperwork for us. You know, like they got to make the reports, and then we're gonna go. This was at 8 in the morning, so we still had time to make it to court that day. So we weren't gonna be in lockup for the day and then go to court the next morning. We still had time to make it to court that day, so that was good because we were gonna be locked up in there. I was like, it was a mess. But when they turned on the TV, one of the towers was on fire, and we're just like, what the fuck? All the cops were looking. I was looking. We was all looking. Everyone was just looking.
Were you still thinking like you were tripping on acid and shit?
No. The acid was a week before.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But that acid trip is what got us in trouble then because we didn't go to court, so we had a warrant, and they came with the warrant for us at her house, and that's how we got busted, right? So now we're sitting there, we're seeing the tower on fire, and we're like, shit, someone's gonna get fired for that one. You know, we're making like jokes and shit because nobody knows what the fuck's going on. And then out of nowhere, like a fucking Jerry Bruckheimer film. The Rock Part 2, you know, some shit like that. The second plane here, and we're all like, what the fuck? The cops, everyone drops their fucking cigarette, like, you know, and that's it. And then they put us in our cells, and this was in Yonkers, which in Yonkers, the central booking when I was locked up is right on the river. So like if I were to be a free man that day and walk out of the central bookings door, it's like 100 feet to the dock, and I can look down the Hudson River, and all the way down the Hudson River, you could see the smoke, you could see everything. You could 9/11's happening. Look, oh shit, you know what I mean? But I couldn't see it. I just knew that what was happening. The whole precinct emptied out. They left some viejito in there with a radio, some little old guy with a radio, just listening to the radio to guard us, because they were part of the first responders, I guess. You know, the YPD, Yonkers PD, because Yonkers is only like 30 miles away from Manhattan. So that's and ain't nobody going into Manhattan at the moment. You know what I mean? Shit just happened. So everyone was like piling out of there. So the streets were open, you know? And so we stayed in that fucking, in that cell for like 2 days while 9/11 was happening. And we were just like, holy shit, hello? You know, it was just the one little old guy in the front that was just keeping an eye on us while everyone else was out there doing whatever the fuck they were doing. Cause you know, 9/11's happened. So after that, I didn't see the street until 2003. So yeah, because I was already going to jail anyway. I was supposed to get sentenced for the burglary November 7th, but since I got arrested, yeah, you know, 2001 was a very crazy time for me. You know, I think
your whole life was a crazy time for you, Ed.
I mean, no, but I mean, back then I was fucking up a lot. There was a lot of fucking up that was like, you idiot, you idiot, you idiot. March was when the burglary thing happened and I got arrested and then released. And in that time, from then to when I got sentenced, which was supposed to be November 7th, but it actually happened a little bit after September 11th. You know what I mean? Like I got a job at as a bus monitor, you know, for like the little school buses. I was a monitor. I watched handicapped kids and made sure, you know, they didn't swallow their tongue or anything bad happened, or, you know, just I was a bus monitor there. So, and you know, I messed that job up. That was how I got arrested with the school bus, and it was a mess. But so I was supposed to get sentenced November 7th, but since I got arrested on September 11th, and for the warrant, for the ticket, they were just like, since you're already going up to prison November, that satisfies all these charges. So they, you know, they were just like, since you're going away, it doesn't even matter anymore. So they all got dropped because I was getting sentenced to 2 years already. You know?
Damn.
So, and then I didn't see the street until 2003. Yeah.
So what did it feel like when you first walked onto the street for the very first time in 2003?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was a funky world. It's funny because I had like a goatee that was like this long, you know, like 3 inches long. I like to grow my goatee. And before I got released, this one homeboy that I got to meet in there, I think he was a lifer. I don't think he was going anywhere, but you know, he was still cool people. And he gave me a brand new kufi before I got released. A kufi is like a Muslim hat.
Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
But it was brand spanking new, white. You know what I mean? He was like a going away gift, man. Take care of yourself out there. Don't fucking come back. You know what I mean?
Right.
That type of shit. And so I wore that, and then I wore like a t-shirt that I had my mom send me, and I had some checkerboard Vans and
damn, dude, stylish.
Listen, and some cut off camouflage shorts and shit. You know, I was stunted. I was just, you know, I was still 19. You know, I came out at like 22, but I was still 19 in the head. Where's Warped Tour? You know, let's go to
Park's
Warped
next,
Tour.
and then Ed
is
closing the show.
Shit. Yeah, he just got to report to parole first.
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
Wow, what a life, man. That's
but I loved it.
Obviously,
cool.
you lived a great life, man. You're still living it, and your next half of life is comedy, man. So with all your life experience, what are you going to do with your life experience and adapt it to comedy? What are you going to do?
Just talk about it now. See, part of the reason I got into comedy because a lot of it involves traveling, and that's me. You know, I know how to travel without a Greyhound and an airplane, but you know, nowadays I could totally do that if I'm booked somewhere. You know, like I'm doing a weekend in Arizona, so they're gonna find me out. I love doing all that shit. I that's part of the reason I got into comedy, because it keeps me traveling. But a little bit more honest, not honestly, but you know, I'm not hoboing anymore. You know what I mean? I don't need to go hold cardboard or fucking pick somebody's fruits unless I wanted to.
So do you think do you think comedy saved your life and made it better?
Not saved me, but it gave me a direction. You know, it gave me a direction. It definitely set me on gave me something to be focused on more than just the rest of the world and wanting to see the rest of the world. With comedy, I can kind of focus that desire of wanting to see the world into comedy, you know, into some art, into some funny, dumb shit, you know, whatever. So that's what comedy has done for that, you know. I also want to do like voice acting and stuff too. And, you know, like, check it out, like, this is Audible, right? Like, I could totally do that. I could totally, this is CNN.
This is Audible. EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. EA Sports. I could totally do that shit. I'll do like video game.
You have to do like that.
Cartoon voice.
EA Sports.
You got to do it with your whole body. EA Sports. Let
me try.
EA Sports.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Well, I tell you what, Ed. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, man, I'm telling you this right now. I need you to watch this podcast all over again, and you've got your hours special. You seriously have an hour special.
I'll call it a bald unicorn.
The bald unicorn. It is, man. It's you got so much material and you got so much authenticity that a lot of people need that nowadays. So watch this podcast again, take notes, stack the jokes. You got your hour special right now, man. Honestly. And
sometimes I suffer from crippling anxiety, so that's not an excuse, but it's like I'm always like I know, like everything you just said, it's like I know, and it's not like to discredit what you're saying or just like shrug you off, but it's like, God damn it, I know, you know what I mean? It's just like I fucking know, and then I think about like sometimes how I get anxious, you know, because anxiety is a bitch. That shit.
I tell you what, man, when you're frustrated enough and you're at the bottom of the barrel running out of material, look what you got. You got this podcast to look up.
and go mining it.
Right? And Guru Vision said it best. Watch and follow this podcast too. Thank you, Guru.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. Well, dude, bro, we're almost at 2 hours, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can just keep yapping all night.
Let's do it. Bald unicorns, brother.
Bald unicorns.
Bald unicorns. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you catch Ed. Yes. Dead, I am the one standing, switching.
Bald unicorn,
bald unicorn, dig through the ditches and jump on the train. The back of my Dracula.
I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you see Ed in hell, make sure you catch him at the Union next week in Roseville, 7 at 7, ladies and gentlemen. Also, you can also in your mouth. You can also find him on IG at Dirty Soap 666. Now that makes a lot of sense. Dirty Soap 666. After seeing this whole thing, now the longest time I'm like, why is he saying Dirty Soap? Why is it now after prison and being in hell? That makes a lot of sense. So,
and you know, like when I traveled a lot, I used to actually like to shower, because I've met a lot of dirty motherfuckers that don't shower, and people would be like, Ed, why are you so clean all the time? And I'm like, because I sleep on a tarp and not on the fucking dust. You know, it's like, come on. So it's some dirty motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of non-dirty motherfuckers, tomorrow you can catch me live, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be at the Sacramento Comedy Spot this Friday, July 2nd. Come on out. And ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in and you want to see the rebroadcast, all you got to go do is youtube.com/Mike B Comedy. You will see this awesome show. It's also the Bald Unicorns, ladies and gentlemen. So before we go, sir, do you have any words of wisdom for new comics that are coming out of the Zoom world and want to be like you?
Step 1, don't try to be like me.
There you go.
Try to be like you.
Right.
Slow down.
I tell you what, man, no one is ever going to be like you, man. You are very authentic. You are an amazing human being, and your life is changing for the better, my friend. So, and I always like to leave a note with a prayer, but not from me, from Sam Elliott.
And now, a prayer from Sam Elliott.
Dear Heavenly Father, give me the strength, for I don't have any patience for stupidity anymore. Everywhere I go, I see someone doing something stupid. I just want to smack them across the head, but I can't, dear Father, for you are the dude of this universe. Dear Lord, we're in a pandemic and I'm starting to lose my cool. All I want to do is sit in my leather chair, smoke a Marlboro Red, and drink a beer. Coors, America's beer. Lone Star Barbecue. Amen.
Ed, thank you so much, brother.
Sam,
I appreciate
Elliott.
your time, man.
Oh yeah,
Sam
brother.
Elliott
Thank you very
says it
much for
best.
having me, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. One more time. Bald unicorns, brother. Let's do
Bald
it.
unicorn.
Yeah. Boom.
Me, myself, and I.
Wow. What a
It's
great
me, myself,
show,
and
ladies and
I.
gentlemen. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch Ed at the Union
Me,
next week,
myself, and
7
I.
at 7. You can also find him on
It's me,
IG
myself, and I.
36666. Don't forget, you can also check the rebroadcast of the show at youtube.com/MikeBComedy. Mike, when are we going to see you live again? Don't worry, July 2nd at Sacramento Comedy Spot. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, what we learned today, here, tonight. First of all, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you being here and coming back every single week. And remember this, bald unicorns, never forget it. Dad, I am the one, still my name, something in doing a thing, man, I need to. Okay, I gotta go.